What's up, everybody? Welcome to Dad's Expensive Hobby.
What's up?
Today we are finally taking a look at the SH Figuarts GOKU, the lowest born Saiyan, the newest Goku figure in a long line of 2.0 Gokus. But my target finally got him, so you know that I'm going to pick up a couple of them. I'm not even going to waste any time with him. Let's get him out of the box and take a closer look at him. All right. It is nice to finally have him out of the box. This is the first time I'm handling him. And to be honest, he looks really, really cool. He is just another 2.0 Goku. But let's not go crazy. Even though he's just another 2.0 Goku, we are going to take it business as usual. Let's see how tall he is. To the top of his little hair spike, he is about 6¼ inches, which would make the entire figure right at 16 centimeters. So I'd say that works fairly well. We'll stand him next to some other Gokus and stuff here in a minute. But let's look right at his aesthetic. Aesthetic wise, he is literally a 2.0 Goku. There is nothing new about him except a couple of things. And the first one being, I should say, is the hair sculpt. And I gotta say, I like it. It's a little less detailed in ways than the other two base form Gokus, the Saiyan raised on Earth and the superhero Goku, but I like it. In particular, the bangs. The bangs look different. As you can tell, it's like they're combed kind of straight down looking. I don't dislike it. It's very not very reminiscent. It's exactly reminiscent of the the very early Goku in Dragon Ball Z. So I think it looks pretty good. Let's talk about these face plates. That is very old school Goku, and I really like it. The big eyes right there, the kind of rounded cheek, if you can see that right there, like the cheek is a little bit puffier and more kid-like, and the big ears. That is really a nice selling point for me too. His ears look big. I haven't compared him to other Gokus yet, but it looks like the ears are probably going to be a little bit bigger. Everything else about him is just another 2.0 Goku. He lacks a lot of paint, with the exception of some paint down here, some low lights on the lower part of the pants legs. He doesn't have any paint anywhere else on him. His little emblems on the front and back of his gi, that looks pretty good. It's not a white, it's almost like a pinkish gray kind of look to it, if that's translating on the camera, but they both are done fairly well. Mine does have a little bit of a paint mishap right here near the armpit on that arm, and the paint is a little right through here. The other big difference between this figure and the other Goku figures is his boot is shaped different. The toe isn't pointed, it's rounded at the end. And that is something I noticed a few months ago when they showed some initial promo images of him. I thought his foot looked funny, but I just never really said anything about it. But yeah, his boot is definitely different. It's not pointed, and I'm going to guess it'll probably end up making his foot be a smaller foot. And there's no rope tie off right here on his boots. And overall, at least on my copy, the paint on the boots is a little shoddy, to be quite honest, but they're boots and nobody ever really looks at the feet of a figure. But that's really all I've got for his aesthetic. It's a 2.0 Goku, and it looks just fine. No shading on the muscles, and very, very minimal shading on the gi.
Fuck.
But what's not minimal is his accessories, so let's take a look at them real quick. Now for accessories, he comes with 2 head sculpts and 4 face plates in total. He comes with this head sculpt right here, which is the normal Goku looking hair with this serious face on him in the package. He also comes with this windswept hair sculpt that looks really nice, and I've put this kind of angry, frowny face on it just to make the head sculpt look cool. And let's swap it out real quick just so you can see what it looks like on the figure. Whoops, if I can get it on his head.
A few moments later.
Finally. And that's what he looks like with the windswept hair sculpt on the figure, and I think that looks really, really nice. Pop it back off. And he also comes with this teeth gritting face that I think looks really nice. Maybe the eyeballs are a little too close together, but other than that, I think it looks really awesome. And he comes with this open mouth yelling face, which is definitely my favorite of the 4. I think that looks really, really good. And of course he comes with 8 hands in total. I'm not going to show you them all, but he comes with little fist hands on him in the package. He also comes with 2 style pose hands back there, nothing you haven't seen, 2 kung fu grip hands, and 2 wide open hands. But for $35, I think that is a very nice spread of accessories. All right, those accessories are pretty darn good for a $35 release. Especially, when, how I just showed you compared to the Kaioken 180,000 power level, how it had basically half the amount of accessories for the same price. So far so good with this figure. He's nothing going to blow your hair back, but the accessories are making him well worth it. Let's stand him next to some other figures real quick and see how he looks. We'll start out with the Superhero Goku, and as you can see, the Superhero Goku has a lot more shading and low lights in the gi than the new one does, so that kind of bugs me just a little bit. But but this new one comes with better accessories, and he's got that, of course, up in the armpit for absolutely no reason.
Why?
But let's take a look at their face plates. See, it's just two completely different styles. I like the face plates on the Superhero one, but this Goku right here, the big eyes and stuff, that is definitely old school, like period accurate to when that Goku is supposed to be represented. Here's the Saiyan raised on Earth, everybody's catch-all base form Goku figure, and I still love this figure. I think it's so it's very versatile, but you can definitely see the stark differences in the faceplates, and his faceplates look even smaller than the new one, and so does his hair sculpt just a little bit. But this one just kind of, this big swoosh right here has actually a more pronounced curve in it than this one does, but they look really good next to each other. But again, the Saiyan Raised on Earth one has more low lights on the figure, has some low lights there on the chest, as this one does not. And you can see the different finishes. This one just has a little bit of a satiny, lustrous finish on the gi. Let's stand him next to the Kaioken 180,000 power level Goku. And I think they look really good together. We might do some head swaps here in a few minutes and see what all figures can kind of swap heads. But I just wanted to stand them next to each other since I already showed you their accessories. Here he is next to the 2.0 Scouter Vegeta, and I think that looks really good. The heights, Vegeta could be a little bit shorter, but it's not that big a deal. They look really nice next to each other, and as they did on the anime. Let's stand him next to Nappa, one of the other Saiyans that he met in this version of him, and they look really nice. Again, Nappa could probably be a little bit bigger. As we all know, they scale the big guys down and the little guys up a little bit, but they look really good. And last, the other Saiyan, to see him in this particular rendition, his brother Raditz, and I think they look really nice next to each other. I'm not much of a poser as far as like posing figures, so I'm not going to do a big display like that. I won't waste your time, but they look really, really nice. But let's take a look at his articulation really quick, and then we might do some head swaps at the end. All right, we're going to go through his articulation, real quick, because it's 2.0 Goku. If you've seen him, you've seen them all. His head will look down and all around a little bit, and that's because he's on a ball hinge. Son of a bitch! Just like all the other ones. I didn't design them, so sorry about that. It irritates me. It might not irritate some of you all. Shoulders have those caps on them that just really jank up his movement, so that's about all you're going to get out of them. The butterfly does not work any better on this one than any of the other ones. His bicep swivel does work pretty well, and he has a very functional double jointed elbow, and the wrists are on a ball hinge, and it works just fine. This one will crunch a little bit. It varies figure to figure. Your mileage may vary as far as what, each individual little portion of your 2.0 Goku, what it will and won't do. This one will twist at the diaphragm break as well. Mine does not like to twist at the waist. Some of them do, some of them don't. You can articulate the belt just like all the other ones. Now this one, not very good range of motion, and the hips, some of them have decent, some of them go to about 45 degrees. That's what we're getting out of this one. Not thrilled, but what do you expect? Decent front kick like usual. They don't have a butt on him, so he will do the gymnast split, no problem there. Thigh swivel works always. Double jointed knee, nice range there. If you didn't see my video talking about this new Goku coming out, and his knee might not have the same amount of range, so keep that in mind. And the knee, not horrible, but definitely not the best one ever, but you tell me. And the ankle is on a double ball peg, so not great. That's all the way down, that's all the way up. Kind of has a pseudo ankle rocker, but not a real one. And his toe hinge looks absolutely atrocious. That makes me ill.
What the fuck is that?
Ooh, and I forgot to point out really quick the differences in the boots. Can you see that, or am I blocking all the light? How the toes of this other Goku, the superhero Goku, are pointy and his are rounded, and I've got their heels together. And the Goku on the left, which is the newest one, he is significantly smaller in the foot department than the other ones. I just wanted to point that out to you all. But anyways, let's do some head swaps really quick and just see what all will and will not swap. So let me pull his head off and get his head straightened up. Let's see if the Saiyan Raised on Earth Goku head will go on him. It will. It is a perfect swap as far as the fit, and the skin tone matches too. So if that is something that you're looking to do, you can do it. And let's see how it looks, how his head looks on the Saiyan Raised on Earth Goku, if I can find the hole. Looks really good. That looks really good. So those swap perfectly. Let me take those off. Let's see if the superhero Goku's head, how it sits on this ball peg. Probably pretty well. Sits on there really well, but it looks like some teenage girl doesn't know how to put on makeup.
I'm a ratchet whore.
Because it doesn't match up, but it will go on it. And of course the Kaioken Goku, his face is going to look different. This one looks like Goku's been outside mowing the grass for too long or something. He got some sunburn on his face. But they'll all switch. But definitely the Saiyan Raised on Earth and the lowest born Saiyan's heads swap better, and their skin tones match. So that's pretty decent. Let's move into my final thoughts real quick. Okay, the final verdict for Goku, the lowest born Saiyan here. He's not bad. He didn't exactly live up to like the hype. Everybody hyped him up like he was going to be the best Goku ever, and he's not. He's a 2.0 Goku with a cool head sculpt. It looks really good. It looks very period accurate to when he's supposed to be portraying, and it looks good. And he comes with some nice spread of accessories for a $35 figure. 8 hands, 4 different face plates, 2 different head sculpts, so you get 8 looks for him in total. That's pretty darn good. That is really what has made this figure. Same articulation issues that any other Goku has. Mine has a couple of paint issues as far as, a little bit of mess up on the shoulder, and the paint on the boots looks odd. I don't mind the different feet. That might bother somebody. It doesn't bother me whatsoever. But other than that, he's a 2.0 Goku. For $35 and for the nice spread of accessories he gets, I'm giving him an A-. He is very good. He's very good for $35 and for a 2.0 Goku. A- for sure. Definitely some room for some improvement, and basically that would just be completely re-engineering, and but just paint. If mine had better paint, he'd probably be a little bit higher as far as grading him off of a 2.0 Goku scale. But that's really all I've got for Goku here. I'm happy to have him. If you haven't checked out some of our other videos, check them out. If you haven't subscribed, click pause, scroll down, click subscribe, give us a like, give us a comment. And with all that said, this has been Dad with Dad's Expensive Hobby, and I'll talk to you all in the next video.